Today, One Tech TV would like to talk about the education system, especially in Africa. You know, Africa has not sat down at the start the education system that, that can be followed by the children or schools how to teach back people to the discipline education. What we see is a superior competition. Like in Kenya, you know, there is three types of schools. There is private schools, there is public school, and there is international schools. The best school here is international school, especially International School of Kenya. Why? Because it offers students chance to do practical of what they are taught. They even bring people practicing to talk with students and show how they do their, professional to success. When you come to the private school, most of them, they, they teach theory. They don't have time to do practical to score good marks in examination. Most of the times they don't use practical. Public school, the same. In public school, there is a big problem. And this problem, it is where the corruption start being entrenched in student mind. When most of the students complain, they are branded that they are using drugs, smoking bang, doing this, until they banish the schools. But you have ask yourself, why is the International School of Kenya and the other private big school, they are not banning the school? The students have discipline, and you don't even see them to the media being written, oh, this child is called this, this child is called this, this child is called this. It is matter of success. International School of Kenya, there is no failure. And there is no room for students to fail. But when you come to the public school, that child of fun is doing very well. The end of the year, media house running after students, lighting this, lighting. All those are corruption which are entrenched to that student. They go with mentality, they are superior to the other. Unfortunately, what they are taught most of the time, they don't practice it. They don't do practical. So when they end up in the field, they find it very challenging atmosphere or environment, especially dealing with people. Unasikia mtoto alikuwa amepita shule, lakini sasa ndiye huyo anafuta mkokoteni, ako pale anajaribu kuingia kwenye society, lakini inamlemea because he was corrupted in mind. Who introduced education in Africa, especially most of sub-Saharan countries? It was introduced by religion missionary. And as you know, the foundation of religion is foundation of corruption, because you are taught to believe in crazy thing, and you know they cannot happen. And then you go with them to the same society. You find all of you were trained that. None of you is warning other until you follow to the mountain and the mountain of problem. Beginning with commercialized basic need, and they end up bringing so many things that cannot be called humanity. So I met a preacher the other day, and he was preaching to me, and I did ask him very innocent question. You say Jesus will come back. Where do you think Jesus will land when he come back? Because we are saying he come from above. Mombasa, Nairobi, New York, or Paris, or London, or Jerusalem, or Bethlehem, where he was born. So the pastor was very angry with me, and he started dismissing me, saying I'm antichrist, oh, blah, blah, blah. But you are set up to be in someone's business without knowing. You innocently keep on breathing, and breathing, and when you set up to go and find yourself in a privatized economy, somebody is a doctor in hospital wanting money from you, extra money. He lied to you so many complicated diseases, oh, so what, until you start falling in the problem. That problem did begin in school. You can imagine when a student was first year in secondary school, after his parent has struggled, has paid a lot of money, but when he or she complained that they are getting not good service to what they paid for, they started branding 30 student rebellious. I don't know if you were once heard that a school food were cooked bad food. And when the student complained, the story was created by teachers and the school workers that see, they are smoking ganja, they are doing what. You don't hear so thing in international school because they sit down with students, say reason, and the student gets the services of what they paid for. In this kind of situation where a student complain, and between 7 years and 16 years, most of students can get lost there because they have energy, they want to utilize it, in a genuine way, they want to practice practically, but when you start branding them, telling them, well, ni gaja unatumia, you are using drug, wewe ni corruption, you are pocketing money from school using so-called entrepreneur corruption, then that student develop that ideology. Finally, he started to think, oh, that is the way somebody should be. You find everybody become corrupt like that, except those who went to those school. Those who went to those school will make sure that they achieve and they became CEO or they became owner of the big company. But what happened to those students who go and they are majority in public school and they find themselves in such trouble? They are sent away from school. After being discriminated like that, others would go and develop the character that end up being insecurity to the nation. So it's up to change the system and bring something written to develop Africa. It's very ugly when people go to school and they return to tell people funny thing and the stupidness, and they are even unable to bring the end of poverty and the hunger. Because the policy of the education is not good. So it's up to each and every leader to think twice and let the nation bring down to subrogation levels a change and let the people decide the budget and everything so that the development can be achieved at the head of poverty and hunger, so that insecurity can end. If you go to country like Iceland, like Nordic country, people are living good life because they have accepted this policy of respect. But it says crazy competition. Even it cannot be called education. It is edugatetion. Because so many get in it where some are blocked, some proceed with their education, which they are not taught about discipline, respect, responsibility, balanced with energy, knowledge, and wisdom. So, take up my advice. Let this nation think of change. Let the economy trickle down to sublocation level. Because when you allocate money go to only the leader, say become like it is your money and it's your family, of course. But if there was the sublocation development committee in every sublocation, the system of education would be very easy and they would taught student how to manage the economy and how to balance, including import and export. So now you understand the problem with our economy system, because it is corruption of teaching people uh, using where they are told impossible can it be possible. No, you, you can be told that people that when they die they go to live in the sky. But what happened when thunderstorm and the lightning came in? You have to see there is something wrong with this teaching your kid to be manipulated by somebody else. That reality. Thank you. One Tech TV, subscribe at the share.